You've probably ordered something from Amazon recently, right? Well, behind that one simple click, there's this massive, multi-billion-dollar bet unfolding, and it's all about the future of AI and robotics. We're not just talking about getting your package a little bit faster here. This is a plan so huge, so ambitious, it could actually change how our entire world works and connects. So that leads to the big question, right? Why? I mean, what does Amazon see that makes them think it's a good idea to pour hundreds of billions of dollars into AI and robotics? As we're about to find out, this goes way beyond just tweaking their current business. They're trying to build an entirely new foundation for how global commerce operates. Okay, so Amazon's own CEO, Andy Jassy, he gives us a massive clue. He calls it a once-in-a-generation technological shift. Now, just pause and think about that phrase for a second. He's not saying this is just a minor upgrade or a new feature. No, he's talking about a complete, fundamental transformation of pretty much every single customer experience you can think of. All right, let's break this massive bet down. Jassy's really clear on this. It is not some random hunch. Nope. This is a deeply calculated long-term strategy. And the numbers? Well, they are absolutely staggering. So, here it is. We're talking about $283 billion in capital spending by 2026. Just to put that into perspective for you, that's more than the entire GDP of a country like Finland. It's a mind-boggling amount of money. And a huge chunk of that cash is aimed squarely at one thing, building out the AI and robotics network that will power Amazon's next chapter. Okay, so their whole strategy really boils down to three main pillars. Let's start with the first one, which is arguably the most important. You can think of it as the AI brain. This is the central intelligence that's designed to coordinate, well, everything else. And the goal for this AI brain? It's actually super practical, almost ruthless. It's all about using AI to make every single part of Amazon's business cheaper and way more efficient. We're talking about a company-wide mission to streamline everything on a scale we've just never seen before. So what does that shift actually look like in the real world? Well, it means moving away from a system that often relies on, human guesswork and just reacting to problems after they pop up. Instead, with AI, Amazon is building a system that makes decisions based on huge amounts of data. It can predict problems before they even happen and is constantly, relentlessly looking for new ways to cut costs. Of course, an AI brain is pretty useless if it can't actually do anything. It needs a body to control. And that brings us right to the second pillar of their strategy, what we can call the robotic muscle. This is where all that digital intelligence from the AI gets translated into actual physical action in the real world. And you can see what that looks like right here on the ground. I mean, Amazon's huge fulfillment centers, they're already home to what you could call an army of robots. But what's really key here is that they aren't just replacing people. They're actually designed to work alongside human employees, creating this whole new kind of hybrid workforce. And the scale we're talking about, it's already massive. Right now, Amazon has more than 1 million robots operating across its fulfillment network. And the crazy part? Jassy himself says they're still just in the early stages of figuring out everything this robotic workforce can actually do. So you might be wondering, what do all these robots actually do? Well, according to Jassy, it little comes down to three main things. First, they seriously improve speed. Second, they make the workplace safer by handling all the repetitive or really strenuous tasks. And third, and this is a big one, they just dramatically boost overall efficiency. Okay, but think about it. A super efficient warehouse full of robots doesn't mean a thing if you can't actually get the package to the customer. And that leads us to the third and final pillar, expanding Amazon's reach to literally every corner of the globe, using tech to basically erase the idea of geographic boundaries. A huge piece of this puzzle is something called Project Leo. This is Amazon's incredibly ambitious plan to build its very own satellite internet network. And the goal? It's to bring affordable, high-quality internet to the hundreds of millions of people around the world who just aren't connected yet. And the logic is pretty simple, right? If you can't get online, you can't be an Amazon customer. This is literally how they plan to create their next giant market. But getting people online is really only half the battle. Amazon still has to be able to physically get a package to them. So they're pushing super aggressively on their ground game, and they're doing it on two major fronts. One, carving out new delivery paths into rural areas, and two, completely dominating ultra-fast delivery in big, dense cities. And when it comes to conquering that rural frontier, they are putting some serious money where their mouth is. The company is spending over $4 billion just on expanding its delivery network into communities that historically have been really tough to serve. And you can see the impact already. That huge investment, it's paying off, big time. In just the last year alone, the number of customers getting same-day delivery in these rural areas has almost doubled. They're proving that, yeah, this market can be served effectively if you throw enough resources at it. Now, on the complete other side of the map, in the big cities, it's all about one thing: speed. Get this. In some cities in India and the UAE, their Amazon Now service is already dropping off packages in under 20 minutes. 20! And that service is slated to expand to the US and Europe, with their Prime Air drone program being one of the key ways they plan to make that happen. Okay, so we've seen this incredible investment in AI, in robots, in satellites, in delivery networks, the whole shebang. So we get to the big payoff. What does this future that Amazon is spending billions to build actually mean for you and me as customers? Well, the promise is actually pretty clear. All of this is designed to give us faster, more reliable deliveries, and it won't matter where you live. It means way better service for folks in remote and rural areas who've kind of been left behind. And all those savings from AI and robotics, well, eventually that could mean a wider selection of stuff for us to buy, maybe even at lower prices, all powered by a system that is just constantly learning and getting better. And all of this leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. Amazon is deploying money and technology on a scale that very few governments can match, let alone other companies. It's an absolutely incredible vision for a more efficient, more connected world, but it also forces us to ask a really important question. When one single company has this much power to literally build the future, who else gets a say in what that future is going to look like?